in tune with
Mamba Radio.
What up, everybody? Thank you for tuning into BM690 Brown Mamba Radio. My name is Jackson, for those of you who don't know. And yes, that in fact was In the Sentimental Mood by the legends Duke Ellington and John Coltrane. And hopefully you guys all enjoyed your weekend as much as I did, and your week as well. Definitely enjoyed it. Definitely topped off by the Raiders, baby, blowing out the Jets. Definitely covered the spread, and Marshawn finally got his first touchdown as a Raider. Thank you for that. Finally, and I mean, I'm sure all of you guys are gonna see the the dancing video he had where he, dancing on the sideline, putting it down, holding it down for the town, going hella hype. You know how it is. So, yeah, speaking of sports and all that stuff, I mean, I don't know how else to put it. The football's back in LA, whether you know it or not, because apparently none of you guys did. The Rams and the new LA Chargers, who, honestly, no one really cares about. And it's kind of sad because, what was it, that stat? I think ESPN or SportsCenter, whoever had it, where it was the combined attendance of the Rams game and the Chargers game in their debuts couldn't even top an SC football game, a college football game. Now, granted, SC is, the number one show in town when it comes to football. Thanks to Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, those crazy teams from, the early 2000s. But I mean, the whole point of bringing the football to LA was, everyone thought that, we're gonna, everyone wants football in LA. Everyone wants football in LA. Obviously they don't, because no one's going to these games. StubHub Center in Carson, right next to Cal State Dominguez Hills, is only I think 37,000. Only, I say only. It holds about 37,000 people, but the average NFL stadium nowadays, they have these big super stadiums that they all build. Those are upwards of 50, 60, 70,000 people. And they couldn't even sell out StubHub Center. They get bigger. They sell out StubHub Centers where the Galaxy play, and the Galaxy soccer. Nothing against soccer, but I mean, in the United States, it's football. American football is the big money draw, not football or soccer. And they can't even get 37,000 people to come to the games. They only had 25,000, I think. I said only. But I mean, it's sad. It's sad, I feel really bad for the Chargers, and I feel bad for Chargers fans in San Diego, even though they didn't really care about them either. I mean, ultimately, what's going to change is if they win. They got to win, and that's the only way things are going to change. They're supposed to get that crazy new stadium in Inglewood, which honestly, this is another episode for another day. That's another episode for another day with where and why they're building the stadium in Inglewood and all that stuff. But yeah, sad. I feel bad for the Raiders. Excuse me, not the Raiders, the Rams fans. I had some friends I have a bunch of friends that aren't even Rams fans go to the Rams game instead of the Charger game when, the StubHub is right down the street, essentially, from where we all live. And, they'd rather go to a Rams game than a Charger game. No one cares about the Chargers here. There's so many more Raider fans in LA than there are Charger fans. And, Chargers are sworn enemies of the Raiders. So, hopefully they can turn that around. They can fix things. And at least, try and keep their head above water. Like I said, it's sad. I feel really bad. But, it is what it is. My man, young Hoku had a chance to pull it out too. He could have helped maybe for next week or something, or the next game they have. But hey, it's all right, Ku. Good, get him next time. My Korean brother, you know what I mean. It's all good. We all got to learn somehow. But yeah, the Rams played. They had a game, I guess. Todd Gurley put up some fantasy points for me, baby. But yeah, I don't know what to say other than I hope this experiment. The only way to go is up for LA football, right? I guess, you know what I mean. But yeah, so a lot of football today. It was pretty. It's been. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I guess it's, you got to get all these players got to get their legs back underneath them, because a lot of games, they're either blowouts, like what we saw, like with the Raiders today against the Jets. I mean, the Jets are a bad team. Raiders are good. We all know that. But, I don't know if it's, like I said, if it's because they're trying to get their back into the swing of things or what it is. But, man, these games have not been good, because they've either been blowouts, like we've seen with, like I said, the Raiders today, Patriots today, the Packers today, or they've been freaking just like stink fests, like we saw with, like just real slow, dragged out games like the Seahawks and the Niners today, and the Rams, Dolphins. Like, it's just, the Chargers, Dolphins. It's just been, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Hopefully, things are getting better. Like I said, it's only week 2, and what am I going to do? Complaining about how the season's going already? Like I said, got to give him a chance. I guess that's what it is. But yeah, football has not been good. It's been very suboptimal. And like I said, speaking of the pack, all I needed was you guys to do was just cover the damn spread. You didn't have to win the game. Just get within 3 points, damn it. And I would have won my parlay. But hey, that's what happens when Jordy Nelson goes out, their top receiver. That definitely hurt. It affected me. Like I said, it affected not just my my money and my gambling, which I should just kind of slow down. No, not really slow down, but it's not. I don't have a gambling problem. It's just for fun, But it would have been nice to make a little extra dough. Okay, would have been nice. This not only did it affect my betting, but it also affected my fantasy. Which should be next, but I think I'm already rambling a little too much. You know what I mean? I got the Modelo's on deck, so my bad. I got a couple of them already. And like I said, we're rambling a little bit, so I think that's time for another song. Let me get it loaded up real quick. My bad. Next song, another song that I like a lot. Came out, it was definitely my favorite song of the summer. I remember when it came out, I was bumping it nonstop, over and over again. You guys know it. I definitely know it. One I Want, featuring Party Next Door, Major Jordan. Let's get it.
50 bands later, you the one I want. 100 bands later, you the one I want. 150 bands later, you the one I want. 200 bands, baby, you the one I want. I got it now, yeah, got it now. Yeah. I prayed for 50s, but now I don't want it now. Yeah. At first you was likey, now you love it now. First I was touchy, now I'm touching down. Oh. I don't think they understand. I don't tell them about our plans. No, oh. Don't tell that about the right hand. Don't show your colors unless it's vibrant. All real bitches moving silence. 50 bands later, you the one I want. 100 bands later, you the one I want. 150 bands later, you the one I want. 200 bands, baby, you the one I want.
Used to bus to class, now I'm on first class. Champagne
Damn, that shit is fire. Damn, that shit's fire. All right, so again, that was One I Want by Majid Jordan featuring Party Next Door. Like I said, my favorite song of the summer. Shit's a fucking banger. All right, back into fantasy football. I'll try to keep them sweet, or short and sweet. For those of you who are just new to this, I'm in 2 different leagues this year for fantasy, one with my friends and one with my family. Starting off with, I'll start on a good note, I guess, or a very good note. My friends' league, I kicked ass. Everyone played really well, except for Cam Newton, who, I don't know. He got hurt today, so he left a little early or something like that. He hurt his ankle. They said he's going to be fine, thank God. But, man, something about... I don't know what is up, man. Wham Bam Cam, he's just... I don't know, man. I don't know. He just hasn't looked himself. Like I said, maybe it's early in the season. A little too early for me to be complaining or anything like that. I'm not 100% sure. But Cam, pick it up, please. We all know you're better than this. Come on. Excuse me. And then, I was had a little too much fun last night. So I didn't get a chance to check all of the the last-minute scratches and stuff like that. So I had Danny Amendola in my starting lineup. Even though it didn't really matter. Didn't affect the outcome, even though he gave me 0 points because he was out. I was money. My team was money all day today. Mike Evans, first game, 22 points, 93 yards and a touchdown. Gronk, 116 yards and a touchdown in just 3 quarters. Who knows what would happen if he stayed in? You know what I mean? But, and then... like I said, a young Hoku, give me 6 points, which is fine. I missed the game winner. It happens. He'll get another chance. New England's defense was whatever. As long as they're putting up points, who cares? Running backs, Todd Gurley, my 2 MVPs, Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson. Todd Gurley had 2 touchdowns today. Let me see right here. 88 yards rushing, 48 yards receiving. He had that nice, where he jumped over the guy. That was real nice for the touchdown. But yeah, C.J. Anderson, my big MVP today. 118 yards and a touchdown and a receiving touchdown again. Couldn't be happier. Kicked ass in this one. Definitely going to win this week for this one. And then going over to my family league. Cousin Pat, if you're listening to this, sorry, buddy. My team played like shit. But thank God your team played like even more shit. And thank God for Baltimore's defense and my main man, Derek Carr. Thank you for keeping me afloat in this week. Derek Carr, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 230 yards throwing. Baltimore's defense, held Cleveland to 10 points, but they had 3 sacks, 4 picks, a forced fumble, all kinds of crazy shit, man. Like, they dominated, and I knew they would. I picked them up at the last minute because they were playing the Browns. Sorry, Browns fans, but you know what I mean. That's the way it's gonna be for the whole year. Let's see, yeah, Derek Carr, baby, thank God. You know what I mean, and but everybody else, what the hell this week, guys? I know Jordy Nelson got hurt, like I mentioned before. He got hurt, so he wasn't really playing. But come on. Sammy Watkins, 3 points. Kyle Rudolph, 4 points. Lamar Miller on Thursday, 8 points. And Zeke, 2 points. 2 points. 8 yards on 9 carries. That's less than a yard a carry. What the hell is that? Damn it. And it's all right. I'm down. I'm only down by 2. But I still got OBJ tomorrow. So, like I said, sorry, Pat. Your team really played bad. Really bad. Okay? Learn from this. It's a learning experience for you, okay? Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei. So, yeah, it looks like I'm going to win both these weeks. Happy about that. Like I said, definitely happy about that. And yeah, just got to pick it up. Got to look for, might have to be on the lookout for something, some new talent on this roster, though. I definitely need a new tight end. Like, God, I mentioned in the last episode, I really need a new tight end, man. So I'll be on the hunt for them. But yeah, that's about it really. I don't think I got any other news. I mean, I think I won in my DraftKings. I've been playing. And if you don't play daily fantasy, yo man, you guys are missing out. This shit is fun. I got on the tip when it paused. When it first started popping off, I was a little skeptical. You know, like, is this legit? Is it not? I did my research. I did my homework. And then one of my friends, he was like, I saw him doing it. Pause. I saw him playing. So I was like, oh man, is that is that stuff legit or what? And he's like, yeah, dude, it's legit. He's like, I was gonna ask you if you wanted to play. I was like, damn, I've been thinking about it. I'm gonna just do it. Did it. I fell in love with it, man. It is fun. You can bet $1, you can bet $5, $10, bet $100. You can go head to head with like your friends if you want for like, you know, whatever you want to set it at. Or you can join like, you know, like these big tournaments where it's like thousands and thousands of people playing. But like one of them I win. Oh damn, I didn't win anything. Damn it. Damn, I was doing well earlier, but damn, I didn't win anything. But like, I mean, I was in like a bunch of leagues, but I bet like $3, $2, and then like there's some you can bet. There's sometimes even have like free ones where it's like you don't have to put any money down, but like maybe like first prize wins like $20 or something. But it's like I said, there's like thousands and thousands of people, so the payouts, whatever. Like I said, yeah, in DraftKings, I don't know if FanDuel changed. I started out with FanDuel and it was just like $1 was the minimum, but in DraftKings you can bet like 10 cents. 15 cents, 30 cents, whatever kind of stuff. It's actually pretty good. Good way to like, it's for like people who are like brand new to this, you know what I mean? And they're not sure, like, oh, I don't know too much, so I don't want to, you know, risk all this money that I have on something I'm not so sure about. And so that's why you can just do like 10 cents, stuff like that. But yeah, it's fun. It's super fun. Especially it's just for like anything. It's for the casual sports fan. If you don't really, you know, have a real like favorite team, you know what I mean? Shit, everybody loves money. You know what I mean? Everybody loves money. So if you got money involved, it definitely gonna make you want to watch the game and make it more fun for you. So I do recommend it. I don't recommend getting addicted to gambling because that stuff is not good. Okay, I'm not out here advocating that you just throw all your money away and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And I am by no means a gambling addict myself. But like I said, it's just something I do on the side for fun. Just to try and make a little extra money. You know what I mean? It's nothing. I'm not out here, you know, ruining my life for this. You know what I mean? So it's just all in good fun. And like I said, and winning money's fun too. And yeah, all I needed was Jordy Nelson. I mean, all I needed was the pack to cover the spread, and I would have cashed out pretty well. But it's all good. You win some, you lose some. That's the name of the game. It's literally gambling. You're gambling. So you know what I mean? It happens. It happens. Anything else I need to get to as far as sports go before I want to get to my next thing? Let's see. I don't think so. Yeah. Before I ramble on about nonsense again, I think I'll play another song before I get into the next topic, which is still sports related. Just in the sports media, a little teaser for you, in the sports media realm rather than actual sports like on the field, which might have given it away if you already know. It's made a lot of news, or is in the news a lot this week. But first, a song, one of my favorite songs of all time. I put it up there already. It's in the top 20, 25, maybe top 10. I don't know. I always say top 10 from favorite songs a lot. So I mean, I got a lot of top 10 songs, but this song is way up there. I love this song. I love this artist. I finally got to see him at FYF. I was like one of the main reasons why I wanted to go. And I'll get to that one. I'll get to that in another episode. Probably next week. I'll talk about that. I went to FYF by myself. And if you've never done that, I highly recommend. Maybe not like Coachella or something like that, but if you go to any like of those like local music festivals, I highly recommend going by yourself. It was one of the best experiences, honestly. It really, really was. Going with groups is fun, but trust me, when you're by yourself, that was fun. But yeah, so I'm going to play this song, Thundercat, Them Changes, one of my favorite songs. Uses the Isley Between the Sheets as the drums, which is super tight. That's what got me into to drew me to the song. And then Thundercat did the rest. So, without further ado, Let it rip, Thundercat.
Nobody move, there's blood on the floor. And I can't find my heart. Where did it go? Did I leave it in the cold? So please give it back, cause it's not yours to take. It must have fell when I lost my mind. Deep in the cup, drowning in pain. Somebody help, cause I can't find my way. Nobody move, nobody move. Somebody tell me how I'm supposed to feel when I'm sitting here knowing this ain't real. Ain't real. Why in the world would I give my heart to you just to watch you throw it in the trash? I've been juggling so long, I don't think I can hold on. Where were you when I needed you the most? Now I'm sitting here with the black hole in my chest. A heartless, broken mess.
Again, Them Changes by Thundercat. One of my favorite songs. Love that song. Love Thundercat. Suggest that you get out there. Just get out there and get it, listen to him. Got the new album out, Drunk. If that doesn't win any Grammys, this couple Grammys, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. Alright? I'm gonna be pissed. SMH. For those of you who don't know, I'm also streaming live on Instagram Live right now. Sunday vibes. Sunday vibes are right. Sunday. Oh my god, this guy. So yeah, and again, like I said, I'm on Instagram Live. You know, like I said, I already got a set list of songs, but if you got anything that you want to listen to, let me know. All one of you viewers out there. Oh man, I gotta get the Modelo going again. Hang on, I'm all out. Oh. All right. Now back to the topic I wanted to talk about. For those of you who don't know, ESPN was in the news again. Not for something good. It's never good when, or usually when ESPN's in the news, it's because it's not for something good and they're on everything else, like, you know, on the other major news networks because something happened. And something definitely did happen. Sports Center anchor, all right, I'll try to backtrack just to give you a little frame of reference. I used to love ESPN. And if you've listened to, like my older podcasts and stuff like that, or if you just know me in general, you know how critical I am of ESPN lately. And how I feel like this, and then how I feel the product is just not as good as it used to be. Everything other than the live sports is not that great, Sports Center included. Now, with that being said, I do know that not all, most of the talent is good. I know that they're good talent. I follow a lot of these people. I really, really like a lot of these people as people and as personalities outside of their professional life. Like R.I.P. Stuart Scott. You know what I mean? Like, that's the era I came from, with Stuart Scott, Rich Eisen, Dan Patrick, Scott Van Pelt, like all these guys. That was me. I used to want to be those guys. I just want to be just like them. And to see where ESPN's at now with Sports Center and all that stuff, it really kind of breaks my heart. It's sad. It's really sad. And like I said, I've been very critical of them in the last, few years now. But with that being said, ESPN's Jemele Hill, the co-host, I guess, it's still Sports Center, but it's that, it's that SC6 thing, whatever they do. I really don't know what it is. But she, on Twitter, said, I can't remember what she was replying to. She was replying to a tweet. And then she said, I have this tweet in front of me. She said, Donald Trump is a white supremacist who has largely surrounded himself with other white supremacists. We all know that's true. Donald Trump himself might not personally be a white supremacist, but he is surrounding himself with white supremacists. And maybe what I wanted to say. He might not be a white supremacist, but he's a fucking idiot. And he has largely surrounded himself with other white supremacists whose agenda is just to belittle minorities, people of color, anyone who's not white, not conservative, and stuff like that. And he does that because those are the people who support him and got him in the office. So, of course, they're going to cater to those people. But she's not lying. She is not lying. But it's just one of those things where she's using her personal Twitter to give her personal opinion. However, it's now blending with her professional career and her professional image and stuff. And so ESPN's no stranger to stuff like this happening. It happened with my idol, the podfather, Bill Simmons, on something much more minuscule that Bill Simmons did. But Bill Simmons, got suspended from Twitter. He ended up getting, and ultimately what happened with him was when he didn't get fired because of it, but his contract was up, and then he was suspended until his contract ran out, essentially. There was a mutual parting of ways, but he got in trouble for it. Jemele Hill has not gotten in trouble for this, and she should not, because she's doing the right thing. She is using her platform to give personal opinions. This is a very slippery slope that we're talking here. Because it's like, this is her personal opinion on her personal Twitter, and I think she has on her Twitter. Let me see if it's there right now. The whole thing where it's like some people say, never mind, she doesn't. But it was part of her apology. So anyway, she got in trouble for this, or there was a lot of backlash for this, for her saying this, obviously from all the white people and shit like that. And nothing against you white, nothing against like my white homies, like you guys are my homies, you know what I mean? But for all the white supremacist, racist, ignorant people out there, they're upset that she said that because they are white supremacists, And so she got in trouble for it. And then this whole backlash, and Donald Trump tweeted back saying, "Oh, that's why ESPN's losing ratings," which it's not. Which again is another topic for another episode. Okay, but it's not. He's trying to do his whole thing where he uses Twitter to, to spin all this stuff. And even though he's the one that screams fake news, he's the one that creates the most fake news of anybody. So she wasn't on the air for I think like a day or something like that, and everyone thought she got suspended. Everyone thought this, that, but nothing happened. She said it was her own time off. She took time off, and so ESPN put out a statement, and it was one of those things where it's like, what was tweeted by her does not represent the company, or where is it, something like that. You know what I mean? It's like, or one of our, like, pretty much saying, like, her personal views do not reflect the views of the entire company, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. But then, it because they did that, and they didn't back her on it, it created this big firestorm, and it was, like, on CNN, and it was on, like, NPR, and then, they had, like, during one of the press briefings, they brought it up to, what's her name, Huckabee, whatever, they brought it up to her. They asked her about it, and she's like, well, it should be she should be fired for that. When no, she shouldn't, okay? You know what I mean? She should be suspended for speaking the truth? Like, come on. So it was this big deal. ESPN is denying it, but behind the scenes, they tried to. I've seen it's from enough credible sources that I've seen, like on Twitter and the internet everywhere, where they tried to not like they tried to. I don't know about the firing part, but they definitely tried to replace her, maybe take her off TV for a couple episodes, kind of. You know what I mean? Kind of the thing where it's like. They want to just kind of like, hey, just kind of similar to Bill Simmons without saying you're suspended, but like doing something like that just to get her off and to get the heat away. But Michael Smith said no. He's like, if you do this, I will not be on the show. You have to replace 2 people. So then they said, okay, whatever. So they tried to just say, well, they tried to get other people to do it. And they said no. I don't know. The names aren't out yet of the other people, but they wanted to get another black person or person of color to be on the show and do it for them, or fill in for Jemele Hill, but they all said no. And kudos to them. Kudos to the 2 who we don't know your names. Kudos to you. And kudos to Michael Smith. I remember because okay, I used to want to be. Like I said, I told you I was going to be like those guys in ESPN. Like, it was my dream job to be a sports journalist. And I was in high school. And, I used to, like, religiously follow all the sports anchors. Like I loved... I remember when Michael Smith first started at ESPN in, like, 2006, 2007, whenever it was. I was in high school. I was like, damn, this guy's cool. Like, he played football. He's coming and talking about football, talking sports. This guy's cool. He's, like... everyone's kind of, like... The whole thing with ESPN they're based in Bristol, Connecticut. It's a white area. They got a lot of white people there. And that's just nothing you can do. It's just a lot of white people want to be sports journalists. You know what I mean? It's just, that's the way it is. Like, but, there's also other people of color. And then he was he was a fresh face because he was a person of color. He came in with a little bit of swag in it, the way he talked. You know what I mean? He wasn't just like he's like, it wasn't forced. It wasn't fake. It didn't seem like he was just like doing it for the camera. Like he felt like he was himself. He was different. And I really, really liked Michael. Michael Smith was one of my biggest influences when I was younger. I still want to be like, man, he's cool, man. Like he's got that sauce. You know what I mean? And so big ups to Michael Smith for sticking up for his friend. Now, I don't watch SportsCenter, and this isn't going to make me want to watch SportsCenter. I'm sorry. Like the way I used to. But, I was losing hope. I've been losing a lot of hope, a lot of faith in ESPN. But when this happens, there's things like this that keep giving me hope, And who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe I will tune into SportsCenter some more. I won't even like be thinking about it. I'll just be doing it. I don't really see that SC6 thing. I really don't know what that is, but I do watch SportsCenter from time to time. On ESPN LA, big up Stan Verrett, Neil Everett. How's it? You know what I mean? So, excuse me. So big up. That was a long kind of thing. I know I kind of rambled a little bit, but what I most want to say is big the fuck up to those guys at ESPN for standing up for what's right and doing what's right. Not just for people of color, but for people in general, because that's the right thing to do. And those guys know, they know what happens to people at ESPN who are outspoken. Guys like guys like Keith Olbermann and Craig Kimbrell and Dan Patrick and Rich Eisen and my man Bill Simmons. They know what happens to people who are outspoken and use their personal platform or speak their personal opinions on a public on their and or what happens when their personal opinions get in the way of their professional career. They know what happens. They've seen it. And those guys all did stuff, and they were all right when they left ESPN. They left because it was a power struggle between what they thought was right and what ESPN thought was best for the four letters. And it's always like, man, I used to be like, man, fuck ESPN because they fucked over, Dan Patrick, and look how successful he is. They fucked over Craig Kimbrell, look how successful he was. They fucked over Rich Eisen, and look how successful he was. They fucked over Keith Olbermann, look how successful he was. They fucked over my man, the podfather, Bill Simmons, look how successful he is right now. And kudos to, even though ESPN handled it very, very, very wrong, they could have been even worse. So shout out to them also for realizing, like, damn, we fucked up, kinda, or we really fucked up, and just being able to, like, move on. Because look, it's water under the bridge. I'm the one that's the plunger bringing up old shit. This happened, like, this news story was dead, like, I don't know, a couple of days ago. But I'm the one that's bringing it back up. But that's because I only got a show on a Sunday night, so. But yeah, shout out to Jemele Hill. Like I said, even though I don't like the product that's on TV, I do like all the characters and the talent that's on there. So shout out to Jemele Hill. Shout out to Michael Smith. Shout out to you guys. Your on-air stuff is kind of corny, but I get it. But shout the fuck out to you guys. And also, subtly shout out to ESPN. Even though it isn't how you finish. It isn't how you start. It's how you finish. All right. They started off doing the wrong thing, but they've kind of turned around. They said, "Okay, look, we'll just let it be." But I mean, that's just how it is now. Who knows what's gonna happen in the future? I don't know. Excuse me, but yeah, this gives me a lot of hope. You know what I mean? It gives me a lot of hope for ESPN. Things at ESPN turning around and being better, because they've gotten a lot of bad rap lately. Like I said, I hope this kind of like pushes them in the right direction to do more of the right thing. You know what I mean? More often. Yeah. I think it's time for another song. I think it's definitely time for another song. I'm getting a little worked up over here. I'll play one more song right now. Then I'm going to come back and talk about the Emmys. Not too much. Just kind of give my thoughts on the stuff that I liked. I didn't watch it. I just, because I mean, I don't know. I just didn't watch it. I was watching football. But I got the list of the winners. I don't know all that stuff. I'm just going to go over the stuff the stuff that I know. Like, I know Donald Glover won. Big up to Young Bino. Big up to Master of None. Veep. JLD. Love you, boo. So I'm going to play another song, and I'll come back and talk about that. This song is by a good friend of mine. The same guy who does the intro song that plays. My man Austin. Check him out on his SoundCloud. Augustin. That's AUGUSTIN on SoundCloud. Check him out. This is his remix of Post Malone's Congratulations.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. since we was on, I dreamed it all. Ever since I was young, they said I would be nothing. Now they always say congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. They ain't never had a dedication. People hate saying the change and look, we made it. Patient, yeah. Oh, I was patient. Now I can scream that we made it. Now everywhere I go, they say congratulations. Young nigga, graduation. I picked up the rock and I'm all back. I'm looking for someone to call back. But right now I got a situation. Never old, being for big rings, champagne. My life is like a ball game. Instead I'm in a trap though. Pass a weed, call it Super Bowl. Super Bowl, call it post. Top flow lifestyle. Put you in post. Malone, I got a play on my phone. You know what I'm on. Huncho Dina is gone. My mama called, see you on TV. Sunset shit done changed. Ever since we was on, I dreamed it all. Ever since I was young, they said I would be nothing. Now they always say congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. They ain't never had the dedication. People hate and say the change and look, we made it. We made it.
Woo! Damn, that's fire. Again, that was my man Austin's remix of Post Malone's Congratulations. Shit's fire. Thank you for posting it back up again, dude. Yeah, thanks. So yeah, quickly at the end, I'm gonna talk about the Emmys. Like I said, I mean, I watch enough TV to like get around, but I mean, I don't watch a whole bunch because I'm like, you know, most of the stuff that's on TV isn't really that good, honestly. But the stuff that is good is really good, and I like what I like. You know, that's always what it is. I'm just gonna go through best comedy. Veep, of course, Veep's gonna win. It is the best comedy. I mean, Bill Simmons said it best in his podcast where it's like Veep's now starting entering that territory where it's like, do we give it to him again? But then at the same time, it's like, shit, if it's the best, they gotta win. So hopefully that's motivation to want to make the other guys step it up and make a show or improve a show to be better and take and dethrone it. Because yeah, it's like I said, Veep is very funny. I don't watch enough of it as much as I should, but it is a very funny show. It's very good, and like I said, they deserve all the awards they get. And my girl JLD won again for Best Actress. You know, Elaine, she won again. So, and then let's see, Best Drama, Handmaid's Tale. I don't watch it, so I don't know. I think that's the one where like I've seen the ads for it where they're all wearing the red hoods and shit like that. I don't know what that is. Big Little Lies, I don't know that either. I know it's a limited series. It's like there's only like a few episodes. It's on HBO. I don't watch it. So anything with actress, yeah, Handmaid's Tale, This Is Us. I don't watch that show. Nicole Kidman. Big Little Lies. I guess obviously these shows are good because they're winning these awards. But here's another one. Here's one that I do know about. My man Riz Ahmed. The night of, he won Best Actor for was it a limited series or TV movie. Watch that show. That show is freaking good. Okay? That show is freaking good. Night of, that the pilot episode, the first episode is like an hour. It's pretty long for a TV show, but yo, that episode, it's like one of the most exhilarating like hours that I've ever been or I've ever seen from a TV show. That shit is crazy. like there's this one scene. If you watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's this one scene where it's like 5 minutes of just like, you know what I mean, you're gonna tighten up the balloon knot is gonna be very tight because you're like, ooh, the whole time. So that was a good one. Black Mirror's good. Let's see. I guess it won Best Television Movie. I thought it was a series, not a. Anyway. Supporting actor John Lithgow. Shout out to John Lithgow. Good actor. Third Rock from the Sun. For The Crown, I think The Crown was a really expensive one. I think so. I mean, I never watched it, but I think it was really expensive. Another one for Handmaid's Tale. Some more stuff for Big Little Lies. I don't watch that stuff. More Big Little Lies. SNL again. You know, they got their awards. If you tune into the, like I said again, if you've been following along from like the podcast from before, you know how critical I am of SNL as well. Another episode, another topic for another episode. But you know, Kate McKinnon's good. She won Best Supporting Actor. She's funny. She is legit funny. I hope she can get she can branch out and do more things because she is really funny. But Alec Baldwin winning Best Supporting Actor for comedy on his recurring bits on SNL, like, kind of rubs me the wrong way in more than one way. Mainly because he's not a main cast member. I've talked about it in other episodes. I don't talk about it in the podcast before, but it's kind of sad that, you know, like if you ask not the common person, but you ask most people, they couldn't tell you anybody's name from Saturday Night Live. You know what I mean? Like, before you had such legends like, you know, Eddie Murphy, Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Chris Farley, Chris Rock, Adam Sandler, David Spade, and you know, Jimmy Fallon, but he was good on SNL. Jimmy Fallon, you know, Bill Hader. I can go on and on. Okay, the point is, there's these big names that everyone recognizes as cultural icons. You know, but Saturday Night Live, they don't have those right now, and it's nothing against them. They're funny, they're talented. I mean, I know Keenan just because I'm fucking Keenan and Kel, baby. That made me. Keenan and Kel made me. That's why I fuck with Keenan. You know, and like Leslie Jones, and all those guys, but. And see, even then, I'm blanking because I know their faces, but I don't know their names. And that's kind of the sad thing. That's just the sad state of SNL right now. And the fact that, you know, they would always bring in these bigger name people, kind of stealing the spotlight from the cast. And like I said, I get it. It's all about, you know, Lorne Michaels doesn't care about, I mean, he does, but it's all about, you know, ratings, and it's all about money. So, you know, like I said, another topic for another time. Variety Talk Shows last week tonight with John Oliver. That is a very good show too. Very good. I mean, could have given it to Full Frontal. I thought Full Frontal was really funny. I got into it late though. But Full Frontal is really funny. Samantha Bee is funny as hell. But John Oliver, it's just like I said, he's kind of like he's like where Veep is, where he's like up there already. And then but don't be surprised if Full Frontal starts, you know, giving him some, you know, really pushing him. And giving him some competition. Let's see, reality competition program. Okay, whatever. I don't care about that shit. Writing for a drama series. Handmaid's Tale again. I don't know. Limited series. Black Mirror. I guess that same episode is good. Directing. Drama series. Handmaid's Tale again. Like, I guess I might watch it. I don't know what it's about. But I might watch it now because it's getting all these awards. Directing for limited. Okay, all this a little. We're writing. And then the rest of it is all, like other stuff. But the big ones I want to get to. Master of None, best writing for comedy series. Shout out to Aziz, Little Bud. That was a good episode. And then it's for the Thanksgiving episode. If you ever watched the second season of Master of None, or if you haven't seen Master of None in general, you better get your ass a Netflix account. And if you can't get a Netflix account, have a friend who has a Netflix account. And if you don't got a friend that's got a Netflix account, just jug that shit somehow, but watch it. It is funny as hell. All right, it is a good show. They're funny, so that's why I won for comedy, obviously. But it's really. I've said it. I've talked about Master of None to the death on my other podcast, but it's the closest thing to Seinfeld that we have in the modern time, because what Seinfeld did so well was it took these scenarios that, okay, I get it, was mainly the average white male, average white male with quotes, for those who are listening and not seeing me, quote, air quotes, average white male, took scenarios that they go through every day and put them on a platform for everyone to see. And it was just oh yeah, I've been in that situation so many times, huh? And Aziz does that the best for like the millennial generation with quotes again. That's the closest thing to it, where it's not just for like the minority, but it's for the most. They don't just get. I mean, it is mainly guys because it's just that's mainly in the show, But they get that. They have that down where it's like they perfectly write the right scenarios and they act them out perfectly. And they also do that for minorities. Like in the first season, I talked about it before. There's an episode in the first season where it discusses, or it covers, the disconnect between oh shit, I got a time limit on this thing? That's crazy. I didn't know that. All right, I got a time limit on my Instagram live, so I'm going to peace out on that one, but I'm going to keep talking. So peace out, everybody. Thanks for watching. Nobody's watching. But oh, my bad. Sorry, I was ending all that stuff. But there's an episode there we go. It covers a disconnect between the children of immigrant parents who. So Aziz Ansari and his writing buddy, they're both second generation, where their parents, or for those who don't know, second generation is when your parent is from a different country, and what's it called? You're born. Sorry, hang on. I got a little distracted there. My bad. Second generation is when Aziz Ansari and his buddy, they're born here, but their parents migrated from their countries that they were originally from to America. So they're second or first generation, right? There's a huge I don't have that issue with my family because my parents are my grandparents and my grandparents are from, or parents, whatever, they're all from America. We're Americans, but they're obviously immigrants. But it hasn't happened anytime recently. There's a big issue because a lot of my friends are minorities and they have that issue, or they're like the third generation and their families have that issue, or but I relate to it. What I'm saying is I relate to it because I see it. And then there's a big disconnect between the parents and the kids who are raised in America and have more American culture, as opposed to their parents who were born in in Aziz and I forget his buddy's name in the show. The Asian, he's Chinese, and his parents, Aziz's parents, are from India and came to America with nothing and brought that kind of. It's a typical story. Aziz's parents from India, his buddy's family's from Taiwan or China. For a lot of other people, it's the same thing. It's not the same thing. Very problematic. I'm sorry, but you get what I'm trying to say here. So there's a big disconnect between them, and they discuss that, and then they come together and they find a way to find a common ground, and it's a really, really good episode that really captures the essence of that relationship that they have, and in a way that, for those who get it or for those who lived it, it's kind of like cheesy a little bit, but the acting and the scenarios are very forced. But it's like, for a lot of people, they don't relate to that, and they've never seen that before, felt or experienced that before. So it's good. They bring, and there's a lot of other like minority issues and stuff like that they bring to the light, and Master of None does it better than any show that's out there right now. Well, actually, not as good as one show, which I'm just about to get to. But yeah, Master of None did really well. Thanksgiving, the episode that they won for season 2, that's another good episode that covers, just like I said, I don't want to spoil it, just watch it and you'll know what I mean. Okay, so Master of None, big up to Aziz. So for that, and the other show that I'm talking about is Atlanta. Probably my favorite show that's on like big network TV right now. Shout out to young Bino, Donald Glover, doing his thing. He won Best Directing for a comedy series. For what's honestly probably one of the funniest episodes of TV I've ever seen, with the BAN episode. Oh man, where it's like they'd make it, the whole episode of Atlanta is like it's as if it's on, like it's like on a net. So BAN, I think it was what, like Black American Network or something like that. I'm gonna look at it. I want to get it right. Let me see, what did it stand for again? It was damn it, where is it? Come on. But yeah, it's like so it's BAN, it's like Black American Network or Black something network, but it's like their take, because Atlanta is obviously like based in America, based on the real world, but it's like its own little world. That's why it's funny. And so BAN is like their version of BET, and they have the entire episode like an episode of, like it's on, like it's running on BET, or as if you're watching what's happening in their world, like it's on BET, and it's hilarious. Watch it, really really funny. And so Donald Glover won for that, and similarly to what I said, so the way that Master of None is like Seinfeld of the new generation, Atlanta is like Seinfeld for the black community. Now I'm not black, you guys see it, if you guys are watching, you guys see I'm not black, and I'm gonna try to be as least problematic sounding as I can with this stuff, but I am not black. I am not speaking on behalf of the black or African American or whatever community, but I am active on Twitter. I see a lot of stuff that happens like through Black Twitter. I got black friends, and then they're like, oh man, I watch that shit. You know what I mean? So, and I hate saying that term, like, oh, I have black friends. Like, I hate that term, but it's like, when they say it, it's like, oh my God, it's exactly like that. Like, isn't that like, okay, like they're the confirmation. And they get it down where it's like Atlanta gets it perfect, where they perfectly again capture the essence of of everyday, essentially like everyday life of of black people. And it's a show by black people, essentially for black people. It's for a wide audience, but mainly like the black people get, there's jokes in it that everybody can get, but what really makes it great is those little things that are in there that like it's like yeah, like that's for like that black people are like, oh shit, like that's specifically like they say like, oh, I know exactly what that's like because I have a family member like this, or that scenario happened to me, and it's specifically relatable to African American black people. And that's what makes Atlanta so good. That's why so many people love Atlanta, because they perfectly do that. And it's like I said, it's a show by black people, intended for a large audience, but deep down it's for black people. And that's why I love this show. You know what I mean? It's showing, like I said, shout out to Captain Christian. Check him out on YouTube. Watch his videos. Best content on YouTube right now, straight up. But he probably captured the tweet the best. He's like, young Bino winning, and also because he won this directing thing. This is the first, I don't know if it's first person of color, but he's the first African American or black person to win directing for a comedy series. So he's breaking ground. He's so relatively young. He's still so young, and so he's just so talented. And he's saying that, a YouTuber, he went from being a YouTuber to winning best directing in a comedy series in a relatively short amount of time. And it's just like the whole thing with anything is possible, especially nowadays. You don't need to follow the traditional norms of big mainstream media. You know, you can if you have, as long as you're driven, you have the talent and the drive and the passion to want to do this, you can do it. You can make it. And Donald Glover winning Best Director for Comedy Series for Atlanta and also winning Best Actor for it, it shows you that anything is possible. And that's the best takeaway that I got from the Emmys. You know, I mean, anything is possible. It inspires me to do this. I don't have a journalism in like mass communications, in radio communications, or in any kind of journal. I didn't go to journalistic school. I didn't go to journalism school. I don't take any journalism classes. I didn't do any of that stuff. I just have a passion for wanting to express myself in a certain way that I feel like this is a way to do it. And if I haven't found it yet, this is a way to help me find it. But, you know, I know he went to like NYU and he did all that stuff. I know he did all that stuff. But it just gives, it's such a big inspiration for people like me who, you know, aren't always given the opportunities to, you know, get those big breaks or anything like that, like from like big mainstream media outlets. But it's just inspiration to wanting to keep doing something that you're so passionate about. So big up to Donald Glover, big up to Aziz, big up to Riz Ahmed, big up to Julie Louis-Dreyfus, big up to all the winners from the Emmys. You know what I mean? The Emmys in general, all these award shows are pretty, you know, like whatevers. You know what I mean? They're all like kind of like a facade, and they don't really mean anything. I mean, you can say that all you want. Like, it's like a, you know what I mean? But, you know, it does feel, it's always nice to be appreciated for your art once in a while. And that's kind of what, even though like the whole spectacle and show of the Emmys and all these other main award shows and stuff is kind of bullshit and whatever, like, it is nice. It's just nice to be recognized once in a while. So big up to all the winners. Big up to you out there for listening, because I've been going for about an hour now and I'm done. I can't talk no more. I mean, I can talk forever. If you guys know me, you know I can talk forever. But I'm already talking you guys here off. I'm done. I got over all the stuff I wanted to get to today. So thank you for listening. Big up to you. I got a little preachy at the end. I'm sorry. But like I said, I'm a few Modelos deep. You know what I mean? I'm super inspired by Young Bino. And if you got a dream out there, you got a passion out there, just go for it, man. Say fuck all the noise. Just go for it. It's 2017. You can do anything you want, anytime you want, any way you want, and this is such an amazing time to be a creative person. You know, so just go for it. I guess ultimately that's what it is. Just go for it. Like I said, go for it. Keep working hard. Keep grinding. Keep doing your thing. Always hustle. Hustle gang. Grind gang. But, excuse me. It's time for me to go. It is definitely time for me to go. So yeah. Thank you for listening. Like always, thank you for supporting me. I know I did everything on my regular Instagram account, which is @Jackson, or which is JXCKSXNNN. You can look that up later if you want, but look me up. But like I said, follow me on Brown Mamba Radio on Instagram. Check that out. You know what I mean? You can always follow along. Check everything out at brownmamba.us. You know, it's something I'm happy about that I'm doing. And like I said, it means a lot that I get a lot of support and stuff like that from my friends and other people out there, you know, who listen and tune in and stuff like that. So it means a lot. So thank you again for listening today, whenever or however you're listening. Thank you. Come back next week. I'll be around at the same time, same place, Sunday nights. Like I said, I don't have a set time, kind of, you know, all over the place, but it'll be live Sunday nights, and then they'll go up on my SoundCloud, which is @Brown Mamba Radio on SoundCloud. iTunes too, Brown Mamba Radio, so check that out. Like I said before, again, all my content will be on brownmamba.us. Check me out on Instagram, Twitter. You can look me up on Facebook, but you won't find me. And yeah, just I can't say thanks enough. And the only way I can thank you is if I keep doing this and keep bringing you these these MF tunes. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna play you guys out with a real good one today, okay? It's by probably one of the biggest music muses. I hate using that word muse because of Kobe now. Kobe's the reason why I got this name. His alias, but damn it, he drove that word muse into the ground, damn it, with Muse Cage and all that stuff. But probably the biggest music muse, biggest female music muse of the last 30, 40 years maybe, arguably, you know, the beautiful and wonderful Sade. Now I'm gonna be playing a lot of Sade on this. You better believe it. But I thought I'd play a little, you know, a popular song, but one that's not as well known as some of her other, you know, top hits. One that I got into again recently, and I thought I'd share with you guys as the last song of the night. So, Sade, it's Nothing Can Come Between Us. Thank you again for listening. Thanks for tuning in to BM690. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Always hope that you remember we never really learned the meaning of it all. What we have is strong and tender, so hold on. In the middle of the madness, when the time is running out and you're left alone, all I want is you to know that it's strong still, can pull us apart. Nothing can come between us. Nothing can come between us. Can pull us apart. Can come between us. Between us. I always hope that you remember what we have is strong and tender. In the middle of the madness, hold on. So it truly is a good thing, and I always wanted you to know there is always this and this is everlasting. Hold on. It's about faith. It's about trust. Yeah, yeah. It's about faith. It's about trust.